You know what I'm thinking? Like, it's so I don't know how to like bring it
Phrase it.
across, like to phrase it,
Yeah.
but it's crazy how like music kind of shapes someone
Yeah.
in terms of like maybe like what they wear or
Mm-hmm.
like their how you say their attitude or their mood for the day
Yeah.
or just like maybe
The
how they do their makeup,
influence.
like the
Yeah.
influence. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like how a girl would do their makeup, or maybe how a guy would just like style his hair, for
Mm-hmm.
example. Like it's so crazy. It's also a little
Yeah.
weird, but like I get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also like, I think, like, also in the perspective of musicians specifically, it's
Hmm.
crazy how much like a musician's like,
Hello, hello.
what happened? Anyway, it's interesting how much a musician's identity can be tied to a particular album or era of theirs.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like, interestingly enough, it's interesting that this topic actually came up for us because I've been watching, not been watching, I've been looking at Doja Cat and the current stuff that's going on with Doja Cat, where she's like trying to kind of a little bit shed a little bit of like the pop sensation pop girl image that people had put onto her
Mm.
because of her past two albums.
Hmm.
I mean, she's released three, but she's been specifically talking about Hot Pink and
Mm.
Planet Her. And like, she's trying to get people to see her outside of that image, but people are so stuck in that
Hmm.
that at this point she's kind of frustrated. From that's what I'm reading from her tweets. I'm not trying to put words in her mouth or whatever,
Right.
but her tweets come across as frustrated because of her tone, but and her choice of words.
Hmm.
But it's so interesting how that happens, and I've seen it happen with so many musicians, bands included, where people get stuck on this idea of them having a specific identity just based purely on an album
Oh yeah.
or an era of their music.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, but like, people change. You can't expect
Hmm.
somebody to keep that same identity. Like, at its core, sure, they have that same identity, same vibe, but they're gonna grow, they're gonna explore, they're gonna expand. And like, in the music industry, you're kind of forced to do that anyway. Otherwise, you get outdated real quick.
Hmm.
But I just think it's fascinating. I see it happen
Hmm.
all the time, and I just sit there
Yeah.
and I'm like, why are let them explore? I don't
Yeah. I
understand.
think it's interesting as well because I think the reason why people kind of get I want to say trapped or stuck in that kind of whole era of what the artists put out with their album is because they do it so well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
they do it so well and like when I can remember like almost all of Rihanna's errors, not errors, but the
Eras.
eras errors no eras I meant I can remember all the different identities that she created
Mm,
for herself per album because like Good Girl Gone Bad um that was like a bit more of like a edgy girl, and
yeah.
then A Girl Like Me was like a soft like flowery innocent girl. Her album, I think it was Hard, was it called Hard?
I'm seeing it in my head as hard, yes.
Yes, but it was like rock and roll
Yeah,
girl,
yeah,
and then she had Loud, which was like very pop electronic red hair era.
yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
like I don't know how to explain it. And Unapologetic was just like giving badass bitch vibes, like I don't give a fuck vibes.
Hmm.
Like and like each album had its own personality that she created within herself.
Yeah,
And I want to feel like all of them are her, but like it was just
they're all very
executed.
different.
They're all very different, and it was just executed like so well.
Yeah. I think that,
Go
like,
ahead.
because Rihanna's always done that, right? Nobody expects her to maintain the same identity throughout.
Mm-hmm. Because
Um,
she's always been switching.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
also remember with like Good Girl Gone Bad and Hard, there were a lot of people they were like, "Oh my god, this is not the Rihanna that we know." This is I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't know Rihanna first and foremost. Like, you know her music
It's
and you
like,
know what she's presenting to you,
right.
but you don't actually know
No.
her.
Yeah.
So this is just another side of her. Like this is
Right.
just like another thing that she wanted to do. She's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I just see that so often. I
Yeah.
see it so often, but I also think that people that go through that with musicians where they're like, oh my god, they changed so much, oh my god, what's going on, I miss the old whatever, since like
Mm-hmm.
that episode that we did. I think that generally people who do that are people who connected so much to that specific album, that specific era, those
Right.
specific thoughts that those
Mm-hmm.
musicians shared,
Mm-hmm.
that they don't want to let that go.
Yeah,
They want to
you're right.
continue down that same path, but like they can't. Like those, they like, you know, they've let go of that now. They're going to move on to the
Mm-hmm.
next thing. And if they
Mm-hmm.
make the same thing, cool. But then there's going to be other people that complain that they've made the same thing.
It's a good point that you made, where you said like people were so stuck on a specific album, which is why they were like expecting the artist to stay
Mm-hmm.
within that realm. You're right, because like the albums that resonated with me the most for Rihanna was Talk That Talk,
Yeah.
um was Talk That Talk, Loud, and Unapologetic.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like I connected more with her or whatever she was going through at that time,
Mm-hmm.
with the album Talk That Talk. Like still to this day, Talk That Talk is like one of my
One of your
favorite
favorite. Yeah.
albums that she did, because I feel like in that moment she was so like real, she was so like raw, and she like explained us throughout the entire process how she was feeling. She even documented what she was doing.
Mm.
And I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like Talk That Talk is a bit of Rihanna's personality, like her actual
Yeah.
identity. You know what I mean? Because she
Mm-hmm.
even incorporated a lot of stuff with like her family, going back to Barbados. And like each song just matched every occasion
Yeah.
that, you know, that happened that she recorded. So I think you're right in that sense. Um but also artists just like to explore as well. Like they just like to be
Yeah. And I
creative
mean,
and
like,
try new things.
me and you know that as people who are also creatively inclined, we just go do. We just like, look, we started a podcast because we
Yeah.
said we wanted to do it. So
Yeah.
we just came and we did it, and we're
Mm-hmm.
still doing it. And then on the side, we go do other things. Or rather, the podcast is on the side. We go do other things and the podcast on the side.
Sorry,
But
you're right.
I think that's just also in our nature to just do things and try things and experiment
Mm-hmm.
with things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, because like you were saying, Talk That Talk is one of Rihanna's albums that
Resonated
you,
with me.
yeah, you relate to the most,
Yeah.
and that's one of your favorite. Like, you made me realize that I actually also have favorite albums for every musician that I that I listen to,
Yeah.
that I've listened to their whole discography. I'm always like, oh, I like this album the best, but I've never really thought about like why.
Mm.
I think also for me it might have to do with it being connected to memories or being
Mm-hmm.
connected to experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because that's what I was listening to at the time. Or like, because there have been times where I thought an album was my favorite album, but then I went
Mm.
to see a concert for a different album by that same artist, and then that one becomes my favorite because I saw it live and because I
Yeah.
experienced it,
Experienced.
experienced it live, and it
Right.
made a whole new set of like fun like memories.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like my self identity being influenced by music, it's more so through lyrics than anything else.
Mm.
Like when I really connect to lyrics, then I really, really, really do. And then when those lyrics are expanded on through interviews and stuff,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
it like that's when it has like influence over me,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's when you really know why you're connecting to it or
Right.
why you're relating to it,
Mm-hmm.
what these lyrics came out of, like what experience made
Mm-hmm.
these lyrics. But even without the interviews, I do tend to like grab, latch on to stuff, but I wouldn't say it has like a real impact on, let's say, my style, for example.
Mm.
It's not really impacted by music,
Mm-hmm.
simply because a lot of fashion surrounding music is just stuff I wouldn't be comfortable wearing anyway.
She's like,
I think
no, I don't like
yeah, like
it.
I think that if I was one of those people that could put on anything and feel good in it,
Mm,
it probably would
probably
be.
right.
But I'm one of those people that I don't. Yeah, I wear a lot of like big clothes. I wear a lot of baggy
Yeah,
clothes because that's
yeah,
what's comfortable for me.
yeah.
Um, and I wear a lot of dark colors, and so I can never fully fully dive into like identity within the music culture or anything like
Mm,
that. I just do whatever feels good to me,
mm-hmm.
and like a lot of the fashion in music does not feel good to
She's like,
me.
no, and it's
Yeah,
funny.
it looks so good on other people, but like when I think of myself wearing that, I'm like, oh, I'd be uncomfortable all day. Like I
Yeah,
can't do it. I
and you
just
see, like how you mentioned, um, like lyrics
yeah.
would like you would relate to like certain lyrics within a song or
Mm-hmm.
you know for me the lyrics yes but it's more of the visuals because I think I fell so in love with Rihanna's album Talk That Talk because she did the visuals of going back to Barbados, being with
Mm-hmm.
family, being with her mom, being with her grandmother. And my mom and my grandmother are the two persons that are the closest to me that I actually grew up with,
Yeah, yeah,
and that supported me throughout my entire music career, throughout school, throughout anything that I'm
yeah.
doing. So in a sense I feel like I can also relate,
Mm-hmm,
you know what
mm-hmm.
I mean. And like anyone who knows me knows that I'm a island boy at heart. Like no
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
where I go, I always talk about the Caribbean, always talk
yeah.
about St. Martin. And the fact that Rihanna just stays humble and continues like to go back to Barbados, continues to keep her accent and just be with her family there
Mm-hmm.
and still embrace her culture. I think that's why I fell in love with Talk That Talk because Talk That Talk showed me Rihanna in her element,
Element, yeah.
just not with music, but away from music a bit and just being home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if it makes sense.
Yeah, no, it gave
Like
you like realness,
yeah,
basically.
and what I want to say is like the influence was there because like when I used to live in St. Martin, like when Rihanna was on the what was that? The what was that era? The era where she had like her head shaved one side and like long hair on the other side. Was
Wasn't that
that
Good Girl Gone Bad?
no? That
Was it
I
after?
that no, I'm thinking because the Diamonds World Tour, she didn't had her head shaved. Diamonds World Tour, she
Yeah.
were wearing like these kind of pastel
Yeah.
colors, but the tour where she had her head shaved and the thing on the side, I think that was the Talk That Talk era. I think so. I don't remember what that tour was, or was that that can't be that was that unapologetic
I'm getting
girl.
all my Rihanna's mixed up.
I don't know, but what I want to say is the time when she was on tour and she had her head shaved and
Mm-hmm.
she had like the hair on the side and she had on these like cool like I don't know, it was giving like Tumblr vibes. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
remember
yeah.
when
Yes.
she was like dressing that
Yeah,
style?
yeah.
Like that had like an influence on me because I was like, okay, I want to dress like that. Like that looks so cool. That's in style. Like it's all over Tumblr. And I
Yeah.
would like literally buy shirts that would almost look like similar. So like I remember Rihanna had like this black shirt with like a tiger on it or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
also like had like a black shirt with like a tiger on it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember like in that time, like you would put like your hoodie around your waist. It would be
Mm-hmm.
like a plated hoodie
Yeah.
around your waist. Like I would have one as well, and I would be putting it around my waist because guys would do it as well. So like at that time when the whole Tumblr era was going on
Yeah.
and Rihanna was like in that as well, I was also like kind of influenced by it because I was like, this is cool. Like I want to be in the things too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know?
No,
So
I mean when I was younger,
yeah,
like
yeah,
high school me,
yeah.
um, middle school, high school me would do those things. But
No, current me, no, no.
current me minds her business entirely
Yeah,
too
I'm
much.
like, I'm gonna wear what I feel comfortable wearing.
Yeah, my K-pop community, so like the BTS community army, because that's the only one I'm really truly in. There's influence in life in general.
Mm.
Like I've mentioned this before, but they've managed to create like a really intense community around them. Not intense, but like a really strong community around them with their fans. Because when I tell you that these are people that genuinely care about each other as fans, like these fans care about the other fans, they
Fans,
look after
right?
each other. But not only that, they made a charity Twitter account, and that's like where all of the philanthropy within the fan base gets done. It's on like
Mm.
on this account. They like have a legal account, so it's a bunch of army who are lawyers in real life,
Oh wow.
and they explain like legal things when
Mm.
anything legal has to be explained surrounding BTS or their music. For example, when Megan Thee Stallion's label was blocking her from releasing Butter remix because she's on
Mm-hmm.
the Butter remix with BTS, the label was blocking her from releasing her verse. And like that account explained in like the legal jargon, explained what that means. There's like one where there's a bunch of army who are tutors and they help other army with their homework. They help explain that
Mm.
kind of stuff. There's the translator accounts who translate all of BTS's content and lyrics and more
Yeah.
when it's needed. And they do that, and they do it like quick. They do it in like a few days to like a week, especially if it's like a whole album.
Mm.
There's like accounts that explain charts,
Oh,
that
okay.
explain the music industry. So it's like a massive community of like super diverse group
That's
of
cool.
people of all ages from everywhere who have all sorts of careers. Like we have army that are in NASA.
Mm.
They're out there being scientists and like still on the internet like
Right.
screaming about BTS. It's very fun. It's
Yeah.
very cool. So their music and just their philosophy and their outlook on life has definitely influenced the whole fan base and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's way of being. So everybody, tries to better themselves actively. Like when they announced their break, there were groups forming of people that wanted to learn Korean by the time they come back so they don't have to rely so heavily on translations. There were people that wanted to get their fitness up, so they made groups for that. There were people who wanted to make book clubs, so they made groups for that. And I'm like, I've never been a part of anything like that in
Right.
all of my ears. She said ears? In all of my years of being a very avid music fan, of being very much in the shits with music, I have never experienced anything like the BTS army. It's
Mm.
unlike anything I've ever seen.
And it's just like with Spice as well. Spice calls her fans besties,
Mm.
and she had a name for them before, but she changed it due to
Should have
legal.
called them the Spice Rack.
She true.
It would have been so
Yeah.
witty.
She called them the Smurfs before,
Hmm.
but due to legal reasons, because there is a
Yeah, of
movie
course, yeah.
with
It's
Smurf as well.
trademarked.
Right. She changed it and she now calls them besties. And she says she calls them besties because they're like her best friends because they're
Hmm.
always there with her. Seeing that she has just been through this health scare, she was like, because her fans were there with her all the way, she's gonna continue to wear blue because blue is her favorite color, but also
Yeah.
blue is the color that her fans use as well to like show her
Hmm.
love. They
Hmm.
send like blue hearts and stuff like that. So like now you'll see Spice wearing blue more than often. Like I don't know if you've noticed, but like in almost every photo that you
She's
see her
wearing
now,
blue.
she's wearing blue because
Yeah.
she's like the blue represents her fans that they're
Yeah.
always with her
Yeah. Yeah.
in anything that she does because they were with her during her like scariest time ever in her life.
Hmm.
So that's cool. Like I like how as well. I like how artists kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Like how they bring a piece of their fans with
Mm.
them.
Mm.
Like they do something to like symbolize like
Yeah.
you guys are a part of me, and I like that
You're a
because
part of this journey.
you're a part of this journey. You're a part of me and my artistry
It
because
feels
like
so cute.
yeah, you know what
I
I
love
mean?
it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a cute little
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The parasocial relationships going
Yeah.
hard when those
Yeah,
things
yeah.
happen. We're gonna move on. Those are our feelings about identity and music.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on because otherwise we're gonna keep over chatting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to our little small talk corner where, for those of you who do know or maybe do not know, me and Chardonnay ask each other a question. It might have to do with music. It might not have to do with music. It's just vibes there. And then we each give two songs for the week that we've been listening to or that we would like to share with the listeners.
Hmm.
So, Chardonnay, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Oh
I
my
just
god.
it just popped up in my head, right?
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so for example, right?
Mm-hmm. Not the
A
scenario. You love a scenario.
I said scenario. Okay,
Yeah.
so scenario. A
Mm-hmm.
music executive comes up to you and says they like your look. They
Mm-hmm.
like your hair, your
Mm-hmm.
eyes, just everything about you, the piercings, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically like how you look and they want to make you like a manufactured artist. So like get you in the studio, lay some vocals to see how you would sound.
Yeah.
But in the end you're not comfortable with it because I know like this is
Yeah,
just not
you've asked
you,
me that
right?
first part before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's say you're just not comfortable with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I wouldn't even make the scenario in terms of like have someone sing for you and you just go and lip sync because I know you would definitely not be
Yeah,
comfortable with
that's
that
what
as
you asked
well.
me. Yeah.
Right?
That's what you
Okay.
asked me the first
Yeah.
time you asked me this question.
Would you allow the music executive to like find someone that looks like you and like make them dress like you, do
Oh,
their hair
that's
like
weird.
you, piercings, everything, and then like be an artist, but like based on you, like your looks?
That's weird. It's giving Black Mirror. It's giving Black Mirror. I don't like it.
Would you? And that's what,
I don't
like,
like it. It's
would you?
weird.
They're like, okay, since you don't want to do this, I'm gonna find a girl that looks similar to you, same
And
eyes,
market her as though she is you.
and market
Weird.
her as though she is you. So we're
Will I
gonna,
get money out of this arrangement?
yes, you will, but we just need your identity.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know actually. I feel weird about it. The money's a good incentive, but I feel weird. I feel weird about it. I'm like, ooh, I feel like I'd feel strange watching somebody be me but on TV and stuff.
Right?
It's weird.
And
Um
it's even weirder that you know they're like copying you, like
exactly.
they're just like a
Yeah.
different person, but like a replica of you.
Yeah.
Because imagine if they like try to do the tattoos and everything.
No. Immediately no. Weird. That's strange. I don't like it. No, but that yeah, I'd feel forced to change my
Yeah.
my look so that I don't get recognized. But also I it's giving Black Mirror and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Feels like it's going into weird territory.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no. No,
She's
I'd be
like,
like,
no.
wrap up that whole idea. Find somebody else that's marketable. Absolutely not.
She's like,
Keep
no.
keep
She's
it
like, wrap it
clean.
out. Get somebody else to do it.
Immediately no. But
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
That was my question.
Okay, cool. So my question for you is if you could meet anyone in this world today, who would you meet?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. If I meet someone, I just don't want to meet someone for fun.
Yeah.
I would want to meet someone as well that I can have a conversation with
Mm-hmm.
and also express my ideas on certain things that I'd like to do
Mm-hmm.
and see how they can also help me and guide me.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Because while meeting someone or a celebrity or anyone for fun is fun,
Yeah.
um,
That's
like
it though. It's just
what
fun.
what
Yeah.
happens next? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
met Coco, for example, or oh, I met Spice, but then like what happens next? Because
Yeah.
I would want to like see where it can go in terms of like helping me make a change in whatever I want to do. Um,
Okay.
you know, in the
Yeah. Yeah.
future.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say Jay-Z because I know Jay-Z is like sort of like an investor, entrepreneur. He's
When
always
as soon as you were describing the type of person you'd want to meet, I literally thought Jay-Z and I was thinking like Rock Nation shits.
yeah. I'm thinking probably Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jay-Z. I would want to
Yeah.
meet him. And even if he doesn't help, I know he'll give advice. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know he'll give advice. So probably Jay Z. I would want to get up and meet Jay Z because I know I can have a conversation with him about things within the music industry
Mm,
and especially things like about how the music industry works because he's very keen on that because I remember him
mm,
helping like a Jamaican artist get um her rights and her
yeah,
royalties for like
yeah,
samples and stuff like that.
yeah.
So I think Jay-Z, I would want to meet Jay-Z, yeah, because he'll
Dope.
he'll he'll give good advice and maybe
Mm-mm-mm.
he might help or not, but it doesn't matter. I just know
The
he'll give
advice would be good. Yeah.
advice that strategic advice that I can probably take and apply
Okay,
and be
that's fire.
practical
I
about
like
it.
that.
Yeah,
Dope.
for
Hmm.
sure. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, songs.
Songs. Okay, so I want to go first because I've been excited about this song the entire
Yes.
week. I've
Yes.
been
Tell
listening
me. Tell
to
me.
Alone by
Mm.
Kim Petras featuring Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Like the song is so nostalgic. You know the melody da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da, da, da. Like
Yes.
that's in the song throughout
Okay.
the entire song, and it has like a twist of like
So
R&B, hip
sample.
hop. Yeah, so the sample is in there, and it has like a twist of R&B, hip hop, and it sounds so good. Like Kim Petras surprised me because I wasn't even expecting her to sound that good. Not that I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking that she would sound bad,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. It just makes me feel good listening to the song. It sounds fun. It's calming to me, and I don't know. It just makes me feel good.
Good.
Yeah, and
That's nice.
Nikki just I'm over here like she's killed it,
It's
but my hand
Nikki.
is below. That's why
Yeah.
the camera is shaking. But Nikki just killed it like per usual. And my second song would be "Do It Like It's Your Birthday" by Jocelyn
That song makes
Hernandez.
me. That song makes me fucking chuckle.
So that song is actually called "Live Your Best Life."
Okay.
But because she says "Do It Like It's Your B-Day," it's like she
Yeah.
kind of renamed it to "Do It Like It's Your B-Day." So "Do It Like It's Your B-Day." I can't say it song. I can't say it normal. I can't say "Do It Like It's Your." I need to be like "Do It Like It's Your B-Day" because that's how she
Yeah.
says it
That's
in the
literally
song.
how she says it.
Yeah. So "Do It Like It's Your B-Day" from Jocelyn Hernandez. I've been listening to that song. I don't know why. It just randomly came in my head and I was like, "Do It Like It's Your B-Day." I've been watching the music video. But no, that's my song. "Do It Like It's Your B-Day,
Okay.
baby. Do it like it's your B-Day."
That
Yeah.
song makes me chuckle when it came out on TikTok and the people were reacting to it. Oh, it was funny.
Yeah.
Um okay, well, my first song is called In Your Body by Teo. He's a Colombian American musician.
Hmm.
Um I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan from the beginning of his career. Um it's just a good ass song.
Hmm.
It's about getting lost in the sauce of love. Um, it's pretty self-explanatory. When
You're listening to a lot of love music.
I do a lot, actually. Like when I look back, I'm like, damn, am I good? I'm like, am I good? I yeah, no. Like I said last episode, I just like songs about love because everybody expresses it so differently,
Mm-hmm.
and I just like
Mm-hmm.
hearing those different expressions.
Right.
But this one is just getting lost in the sauce of somebody
Mm.
else that you love. My second song is by somebody who I have brought up, I think, twice now. This will be
Mm.
the third time. It's Nerves by DPR Ian.
Mm.
Um, it's a song about like how you change after like heartbreak or something turbulent or whatever. Again, I'm a big fan of DPR Ian's. I fucking love his projects. They're so
Mm.
cool. His concept albums are so dope. Obsessed. I'm a big fan. So yeah, those are my two. Those are my two. Those are my two.
Cool.
So that was it.
That was it.
That was it for this week. Chilled
Yeah.
vibes.
So, if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share it with your friends
Mm-hmm.
who may be interested. And if you're listening to us on Apple Music and Spotify, don't forget to follow the podcast and like, share, and can you leave a comment as well?
I don't remember.
Well, like and
Yeah.
share and follow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And don't forget to follow us on TikTok and on Instagram at Don't Touch My Music Pod. There we'll be posting bloopers and short little clips. We'll also
Yeah.
be posting the two songs, our two favorite songs of the week there, so you can check it out. You can hear a little snippet of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And if you like it, you can just go and stream it and support the
Exactly.
artist. Period.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see you guys next week again with another
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
episode.
mhm. Exactly.
Bye.
Okay, bye.